Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today we're going to play a gypsy jazz tune, For Sephora. For Sephora is a gypsy jazz tune written by Stokolo Rosenberg in 1991. This is a gypsy bossa. His original recording used Latin percussion, which is fairly unusual for gypsy jazz, but sounds great. A bossa is a Latin rhythm, and for the fiddle player, the main difference is that all of the eighth notes are played straight instead of swung. So if it was swung, ba-ba-doo-ba-da is what it would be like, but it's not. It's ba-ba-da-ba-down, and all of your improvisation has got to bear that in mind. It's not a difficult thing to do. You don't need to know really anything else about the rhythm apart from that. It's quite a tricky tune, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take you line by line through the melody, and we'll have to look at some fingering and various other things. Then we're going to look at a bit about the structure of it, different approaches to soloing, using the blues scale, using the harmonic minor scale, looking at the what I call the autumn leaf section in the second half, and what you can do with diminished scales. So, starts off. That's like a kick-off. So I would slur the first three notes. And interestingly, the first strong note, the F sharp, is what you might call a minor 9. It's not what you would expect for the chord of E minor. Some people, when they're just starting to understand chords, they think that the strong notes have to be root third or fifth of the chord, and that is not the case. And in gypsy jazz, minor 9s and minor 6s are very common strong notes, and we've got a lot of them here. And it's one of the reasons it's such a lovely melody. So a lot of string changing there. And then here, first finger goes down from E to E flat or D sharp. And here, A minor chord and a strong B note, which again is outside of the chord, a minor 9. So for that, 1, open, fourth finger is what I would use for the G sharp. So let's just take it up to there. And I'm using long bows with lots of slurs. It doesn't matter exactly where the slurs are, but don't try and do it with separate bows. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and for example, the last bar, I would do all of those notes in one bow. Right, next line. The D sharp, I think I maybe do that with my third finger or fourth finger, but yeah, probably third finger. So we've got to change. 3, 1, and then straight to third position, third finger. And then I would go back down to first position for the third finger. 1, 1, 3, 4, 2. Let's just do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some people, I think, would stay in third position. Maybe first finger, but that just feels awkward to me. Okay, and then that's 4, 3, 2, 1 in a slur. back to first position. So that's 1, 4, 2, 1, open, 1. Okay, let's do first and second line. 1, 2, 3. And then we're back to the first line again. And then it's only the last bar which is different. So second finger on a G sharp, up to third position. Third finger, 2, 2. So we're going from third position on the B to G in first position. So I'm going to slow this 4 notes together. Again 4 notes together. Now we've got some quarter note triplets. So that's second finger, 2, 1, first finger down and up again. If you are not familiar with quarter note triplets, I've got a video explaining how to count those. We've done this bit already. Right, last line, 1, 2, 3. So we're going from hit second finger, 2. So we're going from that note, first finger, to that note, fourth finger. And then fourth finger slides down half a step, third finger. Do that again, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3, 2, 1, 2. So that's from third position to first position. And third finger playing the D sharp. So that line again. So I'm going to play once more all the way through the melody quite slow, and then we'll do it faster and with the backing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now with the backing. Now this is a lovely sequence to solo over. Lots of interesting stuff you can do. First thing, we have this minor 9 at the beginning, and I love playing the minor 9 or the minor 6 as a sustained note, exactly as is used in the melody itself. Just hear a little bit of me playing part of the solo where I make more use of those minor 9s. So that's a note you can definitely dwell on. If you want a really simplistic approach to soloing, and I don't recommend it because it kind of spoils a beautiful tune, but the E minor blues scale is going to work all the way through and without you worrying about the chords. Let me just demonstrate that. So it makes for quite a strong solo. The E minor blues scale is based on the E minor pentatonic, but it's got the added flattened fifth. And it's such a strong scale that it deals fairly effectively with the changing chords without you actually having to change with them. So I would use that as a filler between good ideas. Or if I totally lost my concentration, I didn't know where I was, I would default to the minor blues scale and everything would be almost okay. But there's lots of more interesting stuff you can do. We've got these long B7s. You could base a lot of your solo around arpeggios. Like that, and that would be pretty effective. When it comes to the B7s, you could play the in fact for the E minors and the B7s, the E harmonic minor is going to be pretty effective. So that note particularly kind of resolves on the B7 chord, but it works well on the E minor chord as well. So let me show you a whole solo where I use a lot of the harmonic minor scale. And it works far less well on the second half, but the best place for it is the B7, resolving into the E minor. Another approach to the B7 is to substitute it with A diminished. So starting on an A, going down, F sharp, fourth finger playing an E flat, second finger playing a C, open A, G flat, E flat, C. And that's something that either you've learnt or you haven't. But it's really effective, and you can do lots of flashy shapes. That kind of stuff. Once you've learnt them, they're really useful to use in places like this. So another solo, or at least half a solo, packed with diminished. At that point, where it goes from E minor to E major, well, E7, I think it's really good to include possibly a G natural, but definitely a G sharp, because that's like the turning point in the chord sequence, and it's the one note that really doesn't belong in the key of E minor. So an important note to get in. It helps you to remind yourself what the chord sequence is doing. It helps the audience and everything. Okay, the second half is quite different. A minor, D7, G, C, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B, I noticed after practicing this for weeks and weeks that you can actually play Autumn Leaves over this, as I will demonstrate. So knowing that is useful in two ways. If you're playing For Sephora, it's almost certain you already know Autumn Leaves, and if you're comfortable with the chords of Autumn Leaves, you know you're going to be comfortable with this section of the tune. The other thing is that you could do just a quote. So you're going... So yeah, just... That will be enough for the band and some of the audience to think, oh yes, a quote from Autumn Leaves. And these kind of quotes are useful in jazz, not if you do them night after night, but occasionally it will amuse people and just show a little bit of understanding about what you're doing. But generally the second half is a lot easier than the first half, and long runs based around E minor. That kind of stuff is going to work no matter how those chords are changing, as I will demonstrate. Okay, second half. So you can regard the whole of the second half as kind of an area of freedom where you're not going to have to be worrying about chords. So I hope you enjoyed this, hope you found it useful. It's a lovely tune, even though it's quite challenging for a fiddle player, certainly melody-wise. If you'd like a copy of the sheet music, do subscribe to the channel, send me an email, I will send you a copy. And on my Patreon page, not only are all my PDFs there, but there's a Gypsy jazz collection of tunes like this. Tunes written by gypsies or a very regular part of the gypsy jazz repertoire. So, and you can only get that on my Patreon page. Thanks for watching, see you again soon.